What's up, amigos? It's the Prodigy Maker Minute with yours truly, Chris Lewitt. As you may know, I'm the former #1 for Cornell University, pro circuit player, elite junior development coach, and author and educator, author of The Secrets of Spanish Tennis and the Tennis Technique Bible. I'd like to share with you a little more wisdom from the great William Pato Álvarez. Rest in peace, Pato Álvarez. This is from a handout or pamphlet that William wrote called Advice to Improve Your Game. And he says in bold, and this is a big part of the Spanish system, movement without the ball. So this is a huge focus in Spanish training, movement without the ball. I need to move properly before the impact. And sorry, the translation is not great. And you need to reach with a good footwork using 2 steps forwards or 2 steps backwards to adjust, or this is educate, that is not an English word, to adjust, let's say adjust my body, and hitting the ball between the hip and the shoulders. And Pato Álvarez writes heap, H-E-A-P. So the translation to English is not great here, but the hips are a funny way to say hips in Spain, the hips and the shoulders. So this is a very important method from Pato Álvarez that has basically become common lingo and parlance all across the country in Spain. And so the idea is, number one, you have to spend a lot of time working on your movement without the ball, your movement to receive the ball, very common language. There's a common vocabulary that's used all across Spain. And these are you can start to see from Pato Álvarez here some of the lingo. Receive the ball between the hips and the shoulders. Move without the ball. You must use your footwork to get in the best position before the impact. And Pato says using 2 steps forward and 2 steps backwards, that is called the Doble Aritmo, which is a famous step that Pato created and that he believed you had to work on about 30 minutes a day. Now that has become a little bit outdated because now, even in Spain, most coaches don't force the double rhythm, the Doble Aritmo. It's basically a side shuffle along the X pattern. Pato was famous for creating the X pattern of movement, and he believed that you should not really cross over or run to balls. You should just use the double rhythm step, which is like a diagonal shuffle forward and backwards. But don't worry about that part because most coaches and even in Spain and all over the world have sort of let that one slide. And so we no longer force the double rhythm, but the essence of what Pato is saying has remained and is probably true forever, that you have to work really hard on your movement without the ball. You have to try to get into the best possible position to receive the ball before impact. And you should move forward and backward, giving and taking. That's really common. You hear that a lot in Spain. There's an in and out to movement. There's a give and take to the game. And many times in other systems, players don't give and take very well. And like, for example, I've studied many systems where you have to stay like right up on the baseline and take every ball early. And in Spain, they don't really believe in that. They believe you give and take. You go back and you go forward, not necessarily with the double rhythm anymore, because coaches have sort of, they've just come to a consensus that you can move without the double rhythm and still move very well. And you see that at the pro game. But interesting, movement without the ball. It's in bold. It's one of the most important things that Pato Álvarez talks about. And it's filtered into the coaching world in Spain, all across the country. The idea of working on movement daily, the idea of working on movement without the ball, the idea of spending a lot of time trying to get into the best possible position to receive and then send the ball. It's a huge part of Spanish training. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this Prodigy Maker Minute. If you like this minute, please check out my big show, The Prodigy Maker Show. It's a podcast, and it's also a show we feature here on this YouTube channel. Also, please consider subscribing to our channel. We have a lot of people who like the show, but who haven't been subscribing, and we need subscribers to grow this community. If you have subscribed already, thank you so much for supporting this channel. I'll see you guys on the next program.